Four. All right, we're live. Yeah, it's sort of skipped some numbers there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So hey guys, we're here tonight. I'm Jeff Marconette Jr. He is Mark Anthony King, and we are here to add value to the world in these trying times.
Absolutely.
And we're talking tonight a little bit about fear, and we understand that people in the world are scared right now. That everybody should, well, you shouldn't be scared, but you might be scared because you can be a little worried because you can give this disease to many other people, but you shouldn't be too scared of it unless you have a severe, serious underlying condition. So if you give me a second here, Mark, I
Take your time,
am
bro.
I am going to invite some people and we'll see who we can go.
I think we got somebody else on now, right?
What?
Did we just get somebody else on?
No, that was my phone. I didn't have it turned
Oh, okay.
down. Yeah, so we thank everybody for watching. Please share this video out. Give us thumbs up, hearts, whatever. Give us thumb that's down. Stick your tongue out at us. Give us angry faces. It doesn't matter. Just give us something. And
Just give
tell
us
us.
something. You know, it's funny because I always say, if you don't make people feel some kind of way, if your presence doesn't elicit some kind of emotional reaction from somebody, you're doing it wrong. Like, nobody should feel lukewarm after being around you. It's either, there's another term, it's funny, agnostic. You know, in terms of religion, it's the belief that one could never know. So you're kind of like in the middle. You know, you're like, maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Like, allow your energy and allow who you are to leave a definitive imprint in somebody's mind, you know?
Yeah.
And that's really interesting when we talk about that, because you see the amount of power that there is in repetition. You know, they say that when you meet somebody, within 7 seconds, you formulated a concrete opinion about who they are and what they're about. And it takes about 18 other consecutive meetings with them for your opinion to change. So
Wow.
there's power in that first meetup, right? But there's power in repetition. You can meet somebody who just completely rubs you the wrong way in every which way. Somebody who you do not want to spend time with, and you label them, negatively. But if they show up consistently and over the course of 18 different meetups, right? I forget if it's 14 or 18, but they can change your perception of who they are 100%. So I always found it fascinating about that power in repetition, and we're, like you were saying, in these times, we're being fed a certain agenda. We're being fed a certain energetic meal whenever we turn on the news, whenever we turn on Facebook. People are in, there's mass hysteria, and there's consistent mass hysteria. So think about how that is affecting our psychology and our ability to cope and process, and just, it's really hard, right? Unless you're really mindful and trained to feel good when everybody keeps telling you how bad everything is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very difficult. It takes like a crazy degree of mindfulness, but that's why we're doing what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Rachel? How you doing? Okay, I want to know, right, because we want to get the positivity train going. I want to know where you're tuning in from, and what are 2 things that you are just so unbelievably, with your whole heart, grateful for. Go.
Yes. Now, I also want to mention that we have Jacob North watching. We have
Fantastic.
we have Nita Bashir watching. We have Bill Roth,
Look at
Joe
all these shout
Faber,
outs.
and Evan Kyle, who Evan is actually my cousin.
Oh, what's up, Evan? Is
Yeah,
Evan also tuning in from Piqua?
no, he's from Kansas. I've never met the kid, but his name is Evan Marconette, and he's actually my cousin.
Nice.
Yeah,
Family, gotta support each other, man.
yeah,
Right?
it's
That's what we're all
pretty
about.
cool. And then we have Nita Bashir that says, "Make an impact when someone meets you." Great advice.
That, yeah,
Great suggestion.
that's important. Nita, how are you, my dear? How is today? In fact, I want to know, what have you created today? How have you used your intention, your love, your kindness, your passion, your compassion to create something today? And when it comes to what Jeff and I were talking about, making an impact, everything in the world is energy. And we all, Les Brown, a mutual friend of myself and of Jeff, says that we all have an energetic signature, right? And in terms of making an impact, I'm sure you've experienced this very many times, Jeff, since you're international award-winning speaker, author. There's certain people that you meet and you're just like, there's something about them that I like. There's something about them that just, I don't know what it is. I can't necessarily put my finger on it, but I'm drawn to something. We all have our own energetic signature, and kids have this, right? Kids do not care where they are, who they're around. They are themselves. They're these outgoing, even if they're introverted, gregarious, just amazing little balls of energy. And at some point, we stop giving ourselves permission to be that way. It's like a light, right? You're a big bright light as a kid, and over time you're told, relax, stop talking so much, chill out, sit down, be quiet, don't ask so many questions. Why do you got to be this way? Before you know it, what was once a beautiful blossoming, blooming flower has now closed in on itself. So yeah, make an impact, make a statement, make people feel something. People walk around today like zombies. Your energy, your words, your vibe, everything about you should make somebody feel something, either really, really good or really uncomfortable, so that they change. But I'm just a crazy guy.
And then they're gonna give us angry faces.
Give them to me, baby. Give me those angry faces. I love them.
Yeah. So Nita Bashir actually just said she's doing Facebook Lives to give people ideas for what to do while confined at home, especially if they are alone.
Fantastic. I love that.
Yes, and we
Thank you.
appreciate that comment, Nita. And we hope everybody else out there will tell us what you're thankful for, and we'll definitely read those. But we wanted to talk a little bit about fear tonight. And I know that everybody has probably heard the acronym, I think it's an acronym, false evidence appearing real. But there are a couple others. Forget everything and run. That's one. And uh and I and there's one.
I heard the rated R version of that one. They
Yeah,
didn't use the word forget.
yeah,
They used
I
a different
know.
word.
I know that too. I just didn't want to say that. And then well, I can't think of what's the F in blank and rise.
Face everything
Face everything and
and
rise.
rise.
So how are you guys rising? How are you putting what are you putting out to the world right now? What are you showing people when you go out in the world? Are you just showing people that you're scared, or are you showing people that you're confident and you believe in them and you have nothing but love in your heart? Because you see, that's what I have in my heart. That's why I have been doing these lives every night this week, because I want to add value to the world. I want to help you guys through this tough time. I want to give you entertainment that isn't just TV, entertainment that isn't just negative news, entertainment that isn't just read in a book, that you don't have to read all the time. Reading is a great thing in the world to do. And I don't do it very often, but it is a great thing to do. And it is, I would like to say great entertainment, but for me it's not.
Fair
But
enough. Fair enough.
Audible, listening to music on books is a great way to pass the time, and it's a great way to learn as well.
Most definitely.
But you have to be mindful of what you are putting into your head. Are you adding thoughts and knowledge that is going to make you more scared, more fearful of the world? Or are you putting in thoughts that are going to build you up? Tell yourself that you are beautiful. Tell yourself that you are important. You are making an impact. You are somebody's hero. Because I promise you, you are somebody's hero. And Mark can tell you the same thing.
You, first of all, if you want to get motivated and inspired, Jesus Christ, just call Jeff and have him start speaking. Damn. That was beautiful, man. I love that about you. And I just want to take a moment, guys, collectively, everybody watching right now, let's take a moment to honor Jeff and honor everything that he's had to go through, his entire struggle, which has shaped the amazing human being that he is today, and the incredible heart that he has. I get goosebumps talking about this stuff. You can't fake that. Tragedy has a tendency of unveiling what's underneath. I once saw a movie that says we all wear a mask, and in the face of tragedy, people rise to the occasion, or they do the opposite. So I just want to honor you and say thank you so much for the degree of consistency that you put out into the world, how you choose every day to be a source of positivity, a source of love, a source of inspiration. I use a term called luminary, and that is, in a world of darkness, one light is all we need to cast it out. All we need is one light, but that one light continues lighting up others, and before you know it, that darkness is gone. So, Jeff, I want to thank you so much for being a light, for being a source of love and inspiration. And, on that note, kind of going back to what you said about you are somebody's hero. You are, you might have a certain perception of yourself, right? Whoever's listening right now, you guys might have a certain perception of yourself that might not be too good, right? Because we're more often than not our worst critics. In spite of that, though, you are Superman, you are Wonder Woman to somebody. Somebody looks to you. That's right. Boom. Somebody looks to you for leadership, for positivity, for love, for hope. You talked about what fear stands for. Most people, it's false evidence appearing real, believing in, and basically false evidence appearing real means you're choosing unconsciously, for the most part, to believe in a worst case scenario that might not happen, but you're choosing to believe that, right? Hope. Les Brown says hope stands for hold on, pain ends. Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
And it's time to give people hope instead of fear.
Man, that's awesome. So what would you say the best way to give someone hope is? What is speaking to somebody the best way, or is it different for different people, or what?
You know, that that's tough because we're both speakers. And what we do, the way that we contribute, you know, I should say one of the ways that we contribute to the world, because we're also both philanthropists. Speaking is our profession. That's how we make money. Um, we're used to using our voice as our tool. And I'm not trying to be religious here or get religious. You know, I'd never tell anybody to believe in God or not believe in God or go to church or any of that stuff. I think it's ultimately a very personal decision, you know. But when it comes to your voice, you know, you look at the beginning. In the beginning, right? It said God created the heaven and the earth, but he didn't use his hands. There was the voice in the beginning before anything else. So the universe, right? The Bible is saying everything was spoken into existence. So there's inherent power. There's inherent power in your words. Your words have the potential. Think about this, right? Somebody that you love dearly looking at you and saying, Jeff, you know, I don't know where I would be without you. I don't know where I would be without your message, without your consistency, without your constant positivity. I don't know who I'd be. I mean, your message literally saved my life. That somebody saying that to you, make your day. You know, or your significant other looking at you and saying, babe, you know what? I love you with my heart. I love you with my soul. I love every single part of you. Like, right? Hashtag swoon. Conversely, and that would make your day. Conversely, somebody that you love dearly saying something horrible to you has the potential to break your day. So there's inherent power in words. So yeah, make no mistake that the things that you say carry an energetic signature and create a quantum ripple effect in the world. However, there's a caveat though. Oftentimes, how you behave and how you are betrays the things that you say. You know, somebody that says that they love you, but they're never there for you. Somebody that says that you're important, but when you need them, they're anywhere but, right? It's important to use your words to inspire people and give people hope. But more than anything else, you know, I'm a big believer in allowing your feet, allowing the way that you move to tell tales that your lips never could. Don't look at what I say. Look at who I am and how I live and how I show up. You know, you're the same exact way. I don't need to hear you speak. I see you show up every day giving 100% of who you are, 100% of the time with no fail. You're consistent. You're intentional. You're deliberate. So your words, definitely use your words to fill people with hope. But when you speak, make sure your voice doesn't quiver. Make sure you believe the things that you're saying. Make sure that you live and embody your words. Other than that, it's just reading a fortune cookie.
Reading fortune
You
cookies.
know?
Yeah, and you know, half those fortune cookies don't even tell you a fortune anymore.
Oh, no?
No, they tell you something stupid.
They're more like a Snapple bottle cap now,
Yeah, I don't understand it.
huh?
But we're here just trying to add value to the world.
Yeah,
And
most definitely.
what is the biggest thing to you, to myself, in your opinion? What's the biggest thing to me, to anybody else out there? Why should they add value to the world?
I'm gonna be blunt because I don't know how to sugarcoat things. There are too many parasites out there. And I'm not using the word parasite in a derogatory term. I'm using it scientifically. You know, what does a parasite do? It attaches to a healthy host and it drains that host of resources, meaning they don't contribute anything. I once heard a quote that changed my life. I get emotional whenever I think about it.
Time out. Not to interrupt you, but I want to say that we have your sister Jessica Laird on here, and we have Josh Hess, and we have Dr. J Salamath, who is
Dr. J.
my guest tomorrow night, and we are going to be talking about what isolation does to a human and how exactly they can avoid that. And we also have Fasana Patel watching.
Basana, you
And
know,
I
let me know me
and I
out
tell you
now.
what, that girl is beautiful.
You're telling me. Whew.
Yeah. I've never met her, but dang.
Let me
So
tell you something about Fasana. You meet Fasana, you will fall into something that she has termed, and I'm sorry, my darling, if I'm giving away secrets, but you will fall under something called a goddess trance. She completely entrances people. You know, she starts speaking and people do this. You know, people start here and they do that because you're just like, wow, you're so brilliant, you're so beautiful, you're so
all right.
woke.
Sorry for interrupting you. I had to just tell you that Fasana was on here because I know you and her are friends. So, all right, but back to what
This,
you were
like this,
talking about.
I'm actually glad you interrupted me because I was about to shed a little tear. I always get emotional talking about that. You know, like I was saying, we use the term parasites in a scientific way. It's not derogatory. I'm not saying, oh, you're a parasite. I'm saying inherently a parasite doesn't contribute. It does the opposite. It latches onto a host and it drains that host of resources. And I once heard a quote that changed my life. And I wish I remember who said it, but I don't. I remember I remember everything about the setting except who said the quote. I was listening to an audio program and they said, the good that we do, and in fact, whoever's watching right now, I want you to write this down on your phone, write it down on a sheet of paper, take a Sharpie, write it on your arm like in school. It's the good that we do is the rent that we pay for the space that we take.
Wow, that's amazing.
If that doesn't give you goosebumps, and it goes to it goes back to nature is never wrong. Nature's always right. And everything in nature serves a purpose in life and even in death, except the human being when he or she has removed themselves from the equation, when he or she has believed in the preposterous idea that you are separate from me, you are separate from you, and you are separate from it. When we believe in that, when we believe in that false truth, we become a parasite and we stop contributing. And we violate not just nature in terms of natural law, but we violate ourselves. So it's important. It's important to contribute and it's important to be of value because you are in rapport. You are in alignment with spirit, right? Because you've got light and dark. Whether you want to personify it and call it God and Satan, or you just want to keep it esoteric and spiritual and call it positivity and negativity, there are two active forces that are polar to one another. And I mean, I can tell you one thing, to use a personal example. In my life, when I've become too internally focused, and I become too obsessed with the end goal to the point where I don't have time for anything or anybody aside from that. That's more often than not when things go bad for me internally, because I just feel wrong. I feel isolated. I feel detached from society, from my brothers and sisters. And remember, seek not outside yourself, as within, so without. Fancy way of saying everything that we see is created by everything that we feel, right? Conversely, though, when I've been of value, even when I've decided to put my personal projects not on a shelf and not on the back burner, but I've found ways of integrating my mission, right? That is my goal, my business goal, and being a good human being and living in alignment with my values and my morals and my ethics and my beliefs. Even though I'm not so psycho obsessed over the job, the goal, the plan, things somehow, coincidentally, if there is such a thing, work out in such a beautiful way because we're in alignment. We're in what Abraham Hicks calls the vortex. And when we're there, synchronicities start occurring. I guarantee you, if you look at somebody and you say, not just how can I serve, but you mean it and you do it truly, synchronicities start to occur in your life. Beautiful synchronicities. Opportunities start to show up. You meet such amazing, epic, wonderful, beautiful. Les Brown said, life is about forming achievement-driven, collaborative, supportive relationships with like-minded individuals. That is a product of being of value and of service. Because good people, I'm going to say it a third time, good people don't align with selfish, narcissistic people. They just don't.
So, all right. That was a
Love
lot.
you back, Asana.
That was a lot to take in, but
I went on kind of a rant there.
yeah, wow. I don't know what to even say about that. I was looking for a picture that I have somewhere, but I can't find it now. So, but oh well. Yeah, dude, I don't even know what to say now.
You know what? Then I want to know why it's important. Because you've had an epic journey, to say the least, to say the absolute least. You had your life taken away from you, and when I say Jeff had his, am I allowed to share, Jeff?
Yeah, go for it.
When I say that Jeff had his life taken away from him, I just want to ask you a question. Imagine if the last thing you remember was getting into a car and crossing an intersection, and you woke up. What was it? A month later?
2.5 months.
2.5 months later, and you can't move because you're paralyzed. And not because you're in a full body cast, but because certain things broke and you can't move and you can't speak. And you went from being a star athlete and you went from being very physically engaged with your body to that. Think about what it's like. Jeff had to learn how to live life as a different person. He had to relearn how to walk. He had to relearn how to talk. He had to learn how to live with chronic pain. Like if you guys have had the privilege of seeing Jeff speak, like you guys have no idea the amount of pain that he's under just being on stage. Like it's mind blowing. You would never know. You would never guess because That's not who he is. It's not what he's about. He's not the type of person that allows himself to be limited by the things that happen to him. But suffice it to say, he had to relearn how to live. So since you had everything taken away from you, it's very easy to become selfish and become self-absorbed and just fixated on everything that you lost and want to take. But you did the opposite. So I want to know, why is being of value so important to you?
Well, let's see. First of all, I want to introduce someone else that just came in, and he is from Vancouver, Canada. And
Woo!
I don't know how to say his last name, but his first name is Sammy.
Sammy Randhawa.
What's going on, brother?
How you doing, brother?
How you living, man?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm surrounded. I don't know if you can see me in the viewfinder, but I've got greatness to the left and to the right of me, so I'm a pretty happy man.
Yes, I am grateful too, man. Not living in fear. You know what? Not letting fear take over. You know what? Whatever is meant to be is meant to be. You know, people. Too much society is too much into fear mongering and letting that take over. No, man, no. You know what? We have a beautiful life and we should embrace it. There's a lot of things that are, if it's your time, you will know. If it's not your time, nobody can scare you. Because, you know, this is something as humans, this is a weakness we have as humans that, you know, they're capitalizing on, that they know we have a weakness of fear. So they're using that to bring that, you know, attack it more. So we tend to go out there and go buy toilet paper and go crazy and all of that, you know, and, you know, like, I'm like, what are you going to do with all that toilet paper? You know, there's people going into stores buying all of the meat, you know, like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild that you say that. You know, have you guys read, and this is not just to you gentlemen, but to everybody, have you guys read Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill?
No, I was just told about that book like last night, though.
So, you know, what you were just saying, that they're capitalizing on our fear.
Yeah.
In that book, Outwitting the Devil, I don't want to ruin it for you, Jeff, but it's a brilliant book. I will say that in that book, they mention two specific fears that we have. And they, right, the powers that be, are capitalizing on these specific fears, which is
big time
the fear of ill health, right?
Yep.
Fear of being sick.
Yep.
Fear of death.
Yep.
And fear of poverty.
Yep.
You know, they're it's almost like they're taking all the fears from this book and trying to find a way to make you feel each one of them.
Oh yeah,
100%. Way down the list.
100%. 100%.
You know, somebody, sorry to interrupt, but my guest last night on my show, Make Every Second Count Live, was Adam Walton, and he asked me a question that I hadn't even considered, a question that just like blew my mind.
Yeah.
Because outside of politicians, outside of actors and actresses, outside of athletes, do you know anybody that actually has this virus?
Can't say that.
No. No,
I can name a bunch of famous people who say they have it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they? Do they really
that's
actually? The question is, do they actually really have it, or are they just chosen to have it? That's the question. You know, do they really have it, or are they chosen to have it? You know, so, you know, hey, by the way, you know, Jeff, this is you, man. You are going to you're the chosen one. You're going to you have to address this to society that you have this, and people are gonna follow suit after you. You know, because they look up to you. You have over 1 million followers, and that's it. You know, you're popular in different cultures, and so they You know, they want you to represent.
Almost like being a poster boy for it.
Oh, totally, big time, man.
So that is that what you honestly think, or
Oh yeah, like I'm not. They want you. They want society to drink the Kool-Aid, you know, and a lot of people are drinking the Kool-Aid because they're not. They don't know who they are, right? And so they are capitalizing on that weakness, and they're bringing them in and say, "Hey, you know what? Boom." You know, like it's complete brainwashing.
You know, I'm gonna interject. I'm gonna say that they're attempting to capitalize on it.
Yeah, attempting.
Because,
You're right, attempting. Yeah.
because, you know, if that were successful, the three of us wouldn't be here.
yeah,
You know, and
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in the fact that, and we were talking about this earlier, tragedy, pandemonium, hysteria. Yeah, it scares a lot of people. That's the point. That is
Yeah.
the objective, to scare people.
Yeah.
You know, it's some form of terrorism. It creates terror, mass terror.
Yeah.
Conversely, though, there are certain individuals, certain select, I call them special people, who, in the face of adversity, even if they've been quiet the entire time, but in the face of adversity, something awakens inside of them, whether they want to do it consciously or unconsciously, but they take a look at the world around them and they say, you know what? No, not only for me, not only for my family, but for my peer group, for my community.
Yeah.
And they stand up. And like we were talking about earlier, Jeff, they decide to be a voice for the antithesis of what the media is trying to shove down your throat.
Yeah.
And what I love about this is I'm this way. Jeff is this way. You're this way, right? But are we doing this individually? No.
No.
Lights are stronger and brighter when they're what? Together.
Yes.
you know, I had a post online the other day that I said, "This too shall pass. You'll see."
Oh, 100%.
But then I read today that the U.S. government is now planning for 18 months of this virus. And I'm like, because I'm going to run out of toilet paper.
Well, you know, I'm half Hispanic, so I can give you an old Hispanic grandma remedy. If you eat lots of boiled green plantains, they will make it so you are super constipated. So worst comes to worst, eat lots of green bananas. You'll be fine. You won't need it. You won't even need that toilet paper.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew. But they also say on that, I know, like, my governor in my state closed the schools, he
Yep.
closed bars, he closed restaurants, he closed gyms and other things like that. And it's like there's really not much we can do now.
Yeah.
So that's why I really wanted to come on here and just chop it up with some intelligent people and help other people see that you can have a life. You might be trying to socially distance yourself, because I am, because I want to protect my dad, my family. But you don't have to hibernate.
No.
You don't have to hide in your house.
No, I'm not hibernating. I just came, I just went to go grab some lunch with a couple of friends, and we were sitting in a mall. And the mall is like isolate, like quiet right now. There's nobody there. And we just grabbed a coffee. So we haven't connected with each other in a while, and we just sat on the chairs there in the mall, and we just had a chat, and we came back. Like I didn't go there for like 5-6 hours. Only went for like 2 hours. That's it. There's people still going in the parks. There's people still walking on the streets.
Yeah.
I mean, if God forbids everything does cancel, like, they totally block everything down where, the military comes out and the police start coming out and blocking off the roads, then it's a different, if it's like a big time curfew, then it's a different story. But that hasn't gotten to that point yet. And I don't want to send energy out there so that happens. I hope it just stops right here, and whatever's trying to happen, can just go away, and, we can get back to our normal life.
That's a brilliant thing that you just said. I don't know if everybody caught it. He said, I don't want to give that energy.
Yes. Because remember, right, the energy that we are portraying out to the universe, right, it's coming as a boomerang effect, and the more people keep saying this, keep saying this, keep saying this, keep saying this, it's going to come back. It's going to come back. It's the snowball effect. It's just going to come back. Why won't we all just say, you know what? This thing is finished. It's done. It's over with. They're not going to win. We're not going to let them win. This is over. This is just a nightmare, and it's going to be gone, and we're going to be back to another day. It's like another storm that came. Once the storm comes and another day clears out and it's a beautiful, beautiful day outside, that's how it's going to be.
There is, and that's one of my favorite metaphors that you just use, a storm. There is and has always been and will always be a beautiful rainbow at the end of the most severe, terrible storms.
Yes.
Always, since the beginning of time.
Yes, because that's what God, takes us through. He takes us through obstacles and storms to make us strong. And we are his children. How can he put more? How can he give us more that we can't handle? Because we are his army, man. He's never going to give us, he's not going to put more pressure on us that we can't handle. He's going to give us what he knows that our soul can handle and that we can do that we're needed, the tools and resources needed to change the world.
Now, I love that. I love what you said. I'm curious, what would you say to the person who is currently battling, with fear and with panic and with hysteria? Because what you just said is the words of somebody who's got a ton of conviction, a ton of certainty, and a ton of faith. And you can tell it's not brand new. Right. You can tell this is how you've been for a while.
Because
what would you say to them in that sense? Like, how do you get from scared to certain?
Well, from scared to certain is you have to practice gratitude, right? You wake up in the morning, you practice gratitude, be thankful for what God's giving you, and be thankful that you woke up today. What my phrase is, usually I say this to everybody, man. And I say, what I say in the morning? I say, today is going to be a great day. It's going to be a powerful day. It's going to be an epic day. Something awesome is going to happen to you. It's going to change my life. It's going to change other people's lives. And God's going to direct me in the way to change other people's lives. Think about how much powerful energy you sent out to the universe. No negative block can come into your way because you have that mindset already.
Yeah. I actually, even before I get out of bed every morning, still when I'm sitting on my bed, the first thing I do is I open up my cell phone and I don't check my text messages. I don't read my phone, I don't check my phone calls. I don't read the messages on Messenger or check the messages that I've received on Facebook. No, I say first thing, I am so thankful to be given today.
Yes.
And excuse me.
Bless you. Salute.
Bless you.
And I will make it a great day.
Yes.
And by saying that, I am doing like at least two different things.
Yes.
I am giving gratitude for the fact that I woke up and I set an intention on my
Yes.
day. Just
Yes.
like you said, something great, something amazing, something awesome is going to happen. I just lump that together and say, today I will have a great day.
Yes. Right. So
Yeah,
so how you get over that is, you have that mindset. You meditate, and then you start off with your day. And you know what? And you if you it's all about the energy you send out to the universe. If you live in fear, it's going to come back to you. Right? It's going to come back to you, then it's going to continue. If you have a negative attitude, you wake up in the morning, you're going to have negative situations, negative people, negative things coming around you. It's just going to continue. It's a boomerang effect, my friends.
100%. I've never met a happy complainer ever.
Yeah.
Never in my life.
Yeah.
You know.
And like they say, misery loves company. So if you want, if you want, we can find miserable people. We could get off this chat right now. We go outside, we'll find miserable people. And go in a grocery store right now, you'll find miserable people.
yeah,
Start talking to them. Watch, they're looking for your company. But
yeah.
do you want to
I'm
be?
good.
Do you want to be part of that company? Do you want to be part of that company? That's the main
No.
thing. That's
Over
the question.
there. I
Yes.
love you from before.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
No,
Right?
no, thank you, no, thank you, no, no, no.
Yes. Exactly.
I
Exactly.
appreciate you, my brother, my sister, but no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Over there.
Yes. Exactly. Right. So that's the thing. That's what it is that, how people can get away with over fear is, meditate, connect with yourself. Now is the time where people have enough time to connect with themselves, find out who you are, ask questions that you have make a relationship with the universe. I think maybe that's what God wants people to come back and have a relationship. And God wants to help you, but you have to ask the questions in order to be guided.
Families are literally being forced together.
Yes.
Think about that. Think about what a beautiful blessing that is.
Yes.
We're forced to connect with one another
Yes.
yet again.
And I was saying this since last year. A lot of people wouldn't believe me. I would say this to my friends. I say, you know what? Watch, man. Next year, the truth is about to come out. I'm telling you, man. There's going to be a big change coming in this world. And it's about to happen, man. A lot of my friends wouldn't believe me, and two of my friends are like, you know what, Sam, you were right. I said, I know I'm right.
Yep.
I knew the truth was going to come out. I totally knew this. But I didn't know about about the coronavirus stuff, but I knew that there was a change something's coming into the world that was going to change, because there's everything happened. There's an extreme to everything. Like they say, if you eat too much carbs, it's bad for you. You eat too much protein, it's bad for you. You gamble too much, it's bad for you. You drink too much, it's bad for you. Do too much drugs, it's bad for you. There's a limit. There's an extreme limit to everything.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But I have one question, and this is a question for myself also, but for the other people that are out there that aren't religious, that aren't spiritual, how would you say they can get over their fear if they don't believe, they don't have this faith that's unbreakable or undeniable?
They do have faith that's unbreakable, just they're using it in the opposite direction. Like,
Okay.
when you look at what, like, okay, I don't want to be, let's not get religious, let's not be too foo-foo, too new agey. Let's break it down in simple terms. Okay.
Yeah.
What is fear? Simply put, my thing is, keep it simple. If you complicate it, I'm not going to understand it. So what is fear? Fear is basically choosing, consciously or unconsciously, to believe that your definition of a worst case scenario is going to happen.
Yep.
That is fear, which means, and by the way, this worst case scenario may or may not happen. You cannot prove that it will transpire. I mean, I can't speak for you guys, but there have been a ton of times in my life where I've been scared, shit-less.
Yeah.
And I've sworn that something bad was going to happen, and nothing happens.
Yeah.
There have been times where I thought something bad was going to happen, and something bad did happen, right? But if it doesn't happen every single time, then if it can't be proven by science and replicated, it's hypothetical.
Yeah.
It's hypothetical. So fear is the belief that a hypothetical worst case scenario is going to happen. Faith is the exact same thing, but in the opposite direction. Faith is the hypothetical belief that your definition of a best case scenario is going to happen. You can't prove to me that something bad is going to happen and that I'm going to die.
Yeah.
And just like I can't prove to you that I'm going to be fine and I'm going to be okay. It's a belief.
Yeah.
So everybody has an unshakable faith.
Yeah.
But not everybody is conscious enough and deliberate enough to decide in what direction they want to move it.
Yeah, and I was on somebody else's. Well, I wasn't. I was watching somebody else's Facebook Live last night, and they had a guy that was on there that was just talking about the fact that if you're fearful, you're not living in the moment.
Absolutely.
And if you have stress,
You're in the future.
You have anxiety, you're living in the future. You're not living in the moment. And if you're, what did he say about living in the past? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, that's where
you're mad or ashamed of something, then you're living in the past. So he's saying that if you live in the moment, none of this will matter. And how do you guys feel about that?
I'm gonna let you take it away, brother, because I started last question, so take it away.
Oh, what was the question again?
All right. How do you feel about the fact that there's people that are living in the past, and how do you see I can't remember how I worded it now, but what do you think of the fact that somebody says that we're not living in the moment? That if we would just live in the moment, we wouldn't have to worry about the things like stress, anxiety, being mad or upset or in dismay. How can or what do you say about that?
What I would say about that is a lot of people haven't let go of things. They're still carrying stuff from their past. They haven't learned, or they haven't been taught how to overcome stuff that's happened in their past. So that behavior has still continued into the present, and it will continue into the future also. That that's what it is. Like when it comes to fear, we constantly are living in fear every day, not because of this coronavirus. We are living in fear every day. We're thinking about, oh, what are they gonna say? Oh, what's the neighbor gonna say? Oh, what are my friends gonna say? Oh, what are my parents gonna say? Or what is so and so gonna say? Like, what's the neighbor's dog gonna say? What's the neighbor's cat gonna say? What's the neighbor's bird gonna say? We're worried about everything. Yeah, we're worried about that. We're worried about, we're constantly living in fear every day. And that's what they capitalize on, and they brought that more into the spotlight. And that's what's the main cause. And so a lot of people, they haven't been taught how to go, get over this fear. And so it continues, and that continues into impulse buying, because a lot of people probably weren't shown how to share. Like when we were in elementary school, The teacher says to you, hey, I want you to share with your peers. And you're like, Sammy's going to say, no, I'm not going to share, or I'm going to eat these fruit snacks by myself. No, Sammy, you're going to share this with Jeff, and you're going to share with, what's your name again, brother?
Mark.
Mark.
Yeah.
We're going to share with Mark. But if Sammy's not taught how to share, it's going to continue. He's not going to, if he's not taught that, he doesn't know that. So it's going to continue. That behavior is going to continue into the adulthood. And that's when you're going to go into, okay, this is all mine. This is all mine. This is all mine. You know, I'm going to go get all this toilet paper. I'm going to go buy all this meat. I'm going to go buy all this bags of flour. I'm going to go buy all these shoes. I'm going to go all these Xboxes. I'm going to do everything. I'm going to buy all that. You know, why? It's because certain people, they come through, they're in these circumstances, situations that they come into. They didn't have, either they didn't have a proper mentor that came into their picture. They were missing somebody in the puzzle, you know, and they had to deal with that situation, but they didn't realize that this believed behavior system that they have was going to be harmful for them in their adulthood, and it's going to make a mockery of themselves and people around them who knows them.
I love what you said about the hoarding the meat. You know, I once heard, I think it was Tony Robbins, use an expression that we're the only creatures that need a locker full of meat, and yet a lion wakes up in the morning and looks for one gazelle, one antelope.
100%.
They eat it, they go to bed, they wake up the next morning, full faith that it's going to be there, full faith that they're going to have it. And you know what? They find it. You know, whereas us, even though they're even hypothetically, right, there's shelves full of food, we need a bunch in the meat locker, you know, just in case. It's like you said, it's conditioned generational scarcity that we're living in.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
And it's all perpetuated by that lack of faith. And it's hilarious because people think that, you know, Jeff, you're talking about faith. People think that they have no faith, but they do. You know,
yeah, they do, but they just don't know. They just don't know how to, you know, talk about it. They just don't know how to express themselves because, you know, some people are born with a full deck of cards, and some people are born with only 2 cards, and they have to deal with that for the rest of their life. We may think that, oh, I can't stand this person. You know, this person is weird, or this person is like this. They're like that. No, it's because that's what God, universe, had given to them, and that they didn't have a full deck of cards. They weren't given that, you know. And it was, and I tell you, it's God's plan. You're just never going to be able to understand how He runs the show, you know.
And would you want to if you could understand?
Yeah, you're never going to be able to get the answers. We're not going to be able to understand what happened with why Jeff went through what he went through, why I saw so much pain in my life since from a baby to getting older. You know, why I saw so much pain in my life. You know, why if whatever you went through, why did you do that? Is because there was a reason behind that. God was getting us ready for the big picture. That's why right now, all 3 of us at this moment are having this chat right now about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, if you found the reason, right? Because a lot of people find in tragedy, they find an excuse or they find purpose, right?
Yeah.
You know, if you found your purpose, if through your pain, you become of service.
Yes.
That's how you know if you're on the right path.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Because, you know, if a person hasn't gone through pain, hasn't gone through struggles, they haven't seen life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Like, you know, you can't be anywhere in life without having a story. If you meet someone, you go outside right now, you meet someone who doesn't have a story, they haven't seen life. You're like, oh my God, dude, you're boring. Well, but hey, Mark, I want to talk to you, man. You're cool, man. I like your vibes. You know, we should hang out, man. This and that. Hey, man, I don't find anything common in you. I can't. Sorry. You know, I can't find anything common in you because why? It's because I can't relate to you in any way. I am trying to relate to you, but you're just not there. You're not at that point. But a person who has seen struggle, who has had blood and tears of trying to be where they want to be, and who are like didn't give up, even though obstacle after obstacle was coming in their way, and they overcame it, and they overcame it, and they overcame it. They will be the ones that will be telling you a story.
Yeah, absolutely. And you better listen and take notes when they speak.
Oh, you know what? Hey, you know what? I'm not. Where you know what? I'm just here to do what God universe has brought me here to do. It's you know, people don't have to listen to me. You know, I listened to this one speaker yesterday. He's Patrick Lee David. He's a guy who's like a insurance guy. He was on Instagram, and he was talking about he's an investor. He was talking about how to giving advice, kind of like Gary Vaynerchuk. Do you know who Gary Vaynerchuk is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's giving advice kind of about investments and all this kind of stuff. And the guy said it to this one guy. He said, "You know what? Hey, guess what? I got to give you good news." And he goes, "You want to know something? You don't have to listen to me if you don't want to." He said, you can hang up from this call right now. Right? He said, "I just give you advice where I see that I can help you." Right? But it's up to you if you want to take my advice. It's the same thing. It's like you taking a horse to the water. You can't make it drink.
Put some words out of my mouth. Yeah.
Right? You know, you can't take a horse to the water and make it drink. You know, but how the only way people are going to be able to get over their fear, doesn't matter if you are religious or you're non-religious, is you have to learn how to connect with yourself, learn how to know yourself, right? And maybe now that this awakening is happening, all of this stuff happened, people are going to actually sit in their room and actually meditate for 25 to 30 minutes and try to get to know who they are. And they'll be like, wow, that was me? What? Like, oh my God. Wow. Now Jeff looks like he's flying in the air, and Mark looks like he's flying in the air. You know, it looks all different and everything, man. You know, I'm glowing and I look different now, and Jeff's gonna do a little dance for us now. Looks like it. Right? So that's what I'm saying is, you know, it's a choice that we make. You know, the choices we make in life is how we become. You know, if you're gonna let fear take over you, it's where the mind goes, the energy flows.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna let fear take over you, keep thinking about it, you know, you're gonna go into anxiety, depression. Well, that's what they want. Why do you think depression pills are made? Why do you think people go into drugs? Why are people, you know, getting into heavy drugs? Why do they do that? It's because they want you to be and having anxiety, have depression, fight with your loved ones, fight with your friends, you know, break up arguments, have arguments over this, because, you know, that's what it is. The devil doesn't want you to be in peace. He wants destruction. He wants the world to be in major destruction. He wants chaos. He does not want peacefulness. You know, wherever we try to be peaceful, they bring something else into the story. And they say, oh, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is what happened. Now, oh, more fear? Okay, let's put on a mask. Oh, let's do this. Oh, let's do this. Let's go buy toilet paper. Oh, let's do this. Like, you know, hey, unless you're making like some kind of, you know, if you're playing like Jenga or something like that, you're trying to teach your child how to play Jenga, then, you know, it's a new way of doing that. You can build on toilet paper, stack it up, and let's see how long you can, let's see who can make the biggest tower, you know, but otherwise, how much toilet paper are you going to stack in your house? You know, how many things are you going to do? It's
you know, and there are people currently trying to answer that question. Trying to figure out how much toilet paper they can stack in their house.
Yeah.
I wish I could be answering that question right about now.
Well, Jeff, you can do this. Just grab a tent. Go grab a tent from like you know, like those stores, whatever's open, like maybe Walmart might have something. Grab a tent and then just start packing up all the toilet paper in there. Yeah, put a tent in your backyard and just put all the toilet paper in there. Stack it in there.
The problem is no stores have toilet paper.
Yeah, there you go. Well, then you got to make your own.
Or wash your butt. One or the other. The point is, make a choice. Be deliberate.
Yeah,
be intentional.
Exactly.
Resourcefulness versus resources.
Yes.
Or wash your hands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's funny what you said, Sam, about the desire for chaos, right? And because we look at that's irrefutable. But the way that I think, anyway, that you can transcend that is, again, science doesn't lie. 1 + 1 is always going to be 2.
Oh
Water
yeah,
is always going
absolutely.
to boil at 100 and
Totally.
whatever degrees Fahrenheit.
But
Quantum physics dictates that there is order in chaos at the subatomic level.
oh yeah, totally, 100%.
Meaning chaos is non-existent because there is order, and there can't be order and chaos simultaneously. So chaos is a myth that is being perpetuated that you're buying into. Just because somebody wants you to give into hopelessness and despair, hey, now's the time to act like a 2-year-old. No.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
No.
Throw your tantrums.
Throw your tantrums. You don't have to do what you're told to do, especially by people who don't necessarily have your best interests at heart.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Throw your tantrums, act like a child, get this, thing, where, you try to be, a type of person, where you are, trying to get your childness out. Yes, it's good. It's good to be a child. It's good to be a child.
Jesus said it, be like the children.
Yes, right? It's good to be a child, but there's times where you be a child and where there's times you don't be a child.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
The moment right now is not a time to be a child. A time is to be a child is, yes, you're with your kids at home, or you're with your nephews and nieces, or wherever you are. That's where you can be a child. It's good to joke around. It's good to be like that, but you don't have to be a child to go and do stuff that's absolutely stupidity, that doesn't match your morals and ethics, and you're making a mockery of yourself in society and in front of others.
Yeah, don't do that, but be defiant when
Yes.
it's important to be defiant.
Because now this whole situation has become a mockery. You see it all over social media. People are making memes about this. People are making things about this. Big companies are making fun about this. It's like, it's now just become a mockery, where you never heard about toilet paper in your life. Now you're literally hearing about toilet paper every day now.
Hottest commodity right now.
Yeah, I think all of us should just go invest in the stock. And I think the listeners here right now that are watching this live video should be also investing in the stock. I highly recommend it. We should do it. Yeah, let's do it, man, because that's the way, man. If you can't beat them, you might as well join them.
I might invest in oil. That's what I might invest in.
Hey, okay, yeah, that's good. Hey, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, he just gave you another tip. He said invest in oil.
I will say crypto, Bitcoin took a huge hit. Maybe invest in that. I'm just saying.
Yeah. But they even
when this, what you just talked about, we will be changed. There's no getting around that. A lot of you are changing now. This is
100%.
a beautiful, unique opportunity to observe people.
100%.
Observe people, because you'll know who you want to serve. Conversely, you'll also know who you do not, under any circumstances, want to work with. Who you do not want to be stuck on a life raft with.
Nope.
Conversely, you yourself, observe yourself. You are changing. You were somebody prior to the pandemic. You're somebody now. If you don't like who you have become, I guarantee you who you will continue to become is not going to be somebody you like and respect. Take inventory of how you're responding and reacting to life and say, okay, when the smoke clears, am I going to be somebody that I admire and respect? If not, you need to determine what gaps in identity and in faith and in habits you need to fill and refine, so that once the smoke clears, you could be a hero at the end of this.
Yep.
Instead of, falling to the waste like the masses are doing right now.
Oh, totally, 100%. Right, and that's where it is. This is your opportunity. This is your opportunity to get to know yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a time to build strong relationships with people that you are lacking relationships with. You know,
Mhm.
I was listening to a speaker yesterday. He said, this is the best time to network with people to, online, because even the top notch speakers are all home right now. They're not traveling.
Yeah.
You can connect with whoever you want. Yeah, you can connect with whoever you want right now because they're all on travel sanctions. People can't travel. So you can connect with whoever you want. If you have a podcast, you can bring on a guest. You can do whatever you want right now. You can bring them on and they're not even going to say no to you because they're all at home.
Yeah.
If you want the top big speakers to come onto your podcast, now's the time. Now's your time to write your book. Now's your time to start that business you want to. Now's your time to any project that you want, anything you want to do. Now is that ample time to
Fully automate online. Now is
fully
your chance. Yeah.
start your own
Build your
show.
website.
Start your own show. If you
Yeah.
don't, if you don't believe in what the television is saying because they want to tell you their vision, you know, you can tell your vision. Say, hey, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to bring. Who wants to be on? Who wants to be a part of my show? Who wants to come on? Who wants to know? What we need to see, because television is never going to show you positivity. They're only going to show you negativity. They're only going to take you on that emotional roller coaster. Stop watching the news. I used to be a news junkie at one time, and
Wow.
I used to watch news, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, even going to sleep, I used to watch like the 11:30 news, and I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go to sleep that. But
Yeah.
I watched that stuff. But you know what? After a while, I was like, oh my god, man, this is like emotional roller coaster. They just
Yeah.
take you on to that story. You get glued on. Then they take you all the way up to the top, and then after that, they bring you all the way down, and then that's it. You're an emotional roller coaster. No,
Yeah.
man, I don't watch the news because the news is never going to be positive. They're
And yeah,
always
exactly.
going
You,
to
you start
show.
believing there's nothing good happen in the world if
Yeah,
that's what you watch, right?
because on the news,
Same.
I was talking to one gentleman, and I was saying to him, he's like, "Oh, I'm from Colombia," and I'm like, "Oh, from the drug cartel." He's like, he goes. That's what they show you. He said, "We are a very beautiful country. Have you ever come to Colombia?" I'm like, "No, I have not." He said, "Well, you need to come and visit. We have a lot of beautiful things." He said, "The media is showing you the bad side only. They're not showing you the good side."
Hmm.
Yeah, that's true
So that's
about
fear. That's fear right there. You know?
that's true about when I went to Guyana.
Oh
They
yeah.
I didn't know what to expect, and I was reading things online because it was my first time that far out of the United States, and I had no idea what to expect. So I went online and said, "What's it like in Guyana?" And it just told me that all this stuff about it being poor, it not having a lot of really smart people there, and a whole bunch of stuff. And then when I got there, it's a beautiful place. I
Yeah,
mean, the people are so nice,
yeah,
thankful for everything, even when they don't have a lot of it.
yeah.
It's amazing, and you'll never find that knowledge anywhere else unless you were there yourself.
Yeah, because us as a lot of human beings, a lot of us are not traveling to Guyana, so we are just listening to what the media told us. Media says, okay, Guyana is like, big capital of blah 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 blah. All these things are happening. Oh, don't go there, don't go there, don't go there. So we just believe it. We don't do the research behind it. We believe everything that's told to us. We believe it from our childhood to an elementary school to high school. We believe everything that is told to us. We never question anything, and because that's what that's what they're showing us. They're not telling us from the other perspective, and so we think, oh, we like that saying. They say that the lion is the king of the jungle. That is not true. Lions are in the savannah. They don't tell
There
us.
has never been a lion in the jungle ever.
Yes, exactly. But
Jaguars are the king of the jungle.
yes,
Not
exactly.
lions.
But they tell you that lions are the king of the jungle. right? And we believe that as a child. Okay, Miss So and So, yes, yes, he must be the king of the jungle. Yeah, we believe it because the teacher told me. Because the teacher knows more. But how do you know the message that the teacher is portraying, the curriculums that they're teaching you? It doesn't even it doesn't even it doesn't even exist in reality.
Yeah. All right, guys. I hate to do this because I'm enjoying this conversation, but my butt is starting to hurt. We've been on here for an
Play
hour.
through the pain, man.
Oh, come on, man. Few more minutes. Few more minutes. Come on. This is very good, Jeff. Few more minutes. Few more minutes, and then we'll stop. We'll
All
say
right.
bye. You
All
know,
right.
this is a good discussion. You know what? It's good to connect with like-minded friends who are on the same thinking and wavelength as you are. You're not the only one thinking about the same thing. You know, it's really good.
All
And
right.
I hope
Who else is thinking their butt hurt?
You know, Jeff, to respect so that we all have a, you know, I want to keep going. I know Sam wants to keep going. I know your butt hurts. So how about let's honor everybody and everybody say, you know, if you can sum up the best advice that you can give somebody who is at the cusp of giving into fear and hopelessness and who is looking for an answer, who's looking for a strategy, you know, how can I overcome this? Top 3 things that they can do, that they can practice the second we hang up, that's going to help them.
okay. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
The first one I'm going to say is live in the moment. Don't live in the past. Don't regret things that you did before because that means you're living in the past. Don't fear things. Don't have anxiety about things. Don't stress things because those mean you're living in the future. No, you have to live right here, right now, because this is the only thing that matters. And look, you are the only person that can hold you back from anything. People can tell you all the time that you shouldn't do this because there's a coronavirus out there. In fact, there's people that will tell you you shouldn't drink Corona because that'll give you the coronavirus. And there's people out there that will tell you that you need to drink bleach.
Oh
And
my God. Bleach? What?
there's people out there that will tell you all kinds of things. And you don't have to listen to those things. You only have to listen to this.
Yes.
And if you have this trained in the right way by watching videos like this, hanging around people like this that are here to help you and pull you up instead of letting you, pushing you down and keeping you down, then you're going to get up. You're going to rise. You know, it's said that fear stands for forget everything and rise. And that's how you can rise
Mm.
by looking to somebody that has a hand out. Somebody is there willing to help you get up. And I know I'm one of those people. I know Mark is one of those people. And I know that Sammy is one of those people. So connect with one of us. It only takes one.
Yes.
You only get one life.
Yes.
So quit wasting it. Figure out how you're getting up. Les Brown says if you can land on your back and you can look up, then you can get up.
Yes.
So if whatever is happening right now, if you can't find toilet paper and you need to wipe your butt, then make sure you fall on your back. Because if you can look up, you can get up.
Yes.
All right, on to next.
And so, what I would like to say is, remember, whoever's listening to this broadcast right now, we were talking about, is that remember, you controlled your mind doesn't control you, right? So the thoughts that you think about are going to become your reality, or it's going to become your fatality,
Mm.
right? So if you are thinking about positive thoughts, positive things, you're going to attract positive circumstances, situation, positive people. If you start thinking about negative situations, negative people, negative circumstances, that's what you're going to bring back. It's all a boomerang effect,
Yeah.
right? And it's all up to us. Like I said, we control our mind doesn't control us. So whatever, if we are thinking about if we let fear take over us, then fear, it's gonna the more energy you put into it, the more it's going to stay in you, and then it's not going to leave you, right? And so that's why practice gratitude. You wake up in the morning and you say, you know what, that I'm thankful for another day. And today is going to be a great day. It's going to be a powerful day. It's going to be an epic day. Something awesome is going to happen today. It's going to change my life. It's going to change other people's lives. And, and the whole world is about to come into into a good point. Everything positive is about to happen. We're all awakening and we're all shining. A lot of people are becoming spiritual. Life is changing. The good times are here. The bad times are all gone. The bad energy is leaving. The good energy is going to win. The victory is coming. That time is coming now. But we have to we have to think that about in ourselves. If we whatever energy we put on, whatever we think about, whatever we put our energy into, that's what's going to grow. That's what I like to say. So
Yeah.
that's my three. That's my tips for overcoming fear. It's the choices you make, and it's the seed you sow that is going to grow.
Mm. Amen.
Great.
Boy, I don't know how to follow that, but I will say that it's important to control the aspects of life that you can control. Feed your mind. Consciously decide what you want to expose yourself to.
Yep.
Everything that you see makes you feel some kind of way. Everything that you hear makes you feel some kind of way. We go through life unconsciously. Like you just said, Sam, everything is a choice.
Yep.
If the things that you're doing make you feel bad, stop doing them. If the things that you're watching make you feel scared and alone and hopeless, watch something different. Now is the time to expose yourself, to purge energetically of the fear, of the hysteria, of the chaos, of the pain, of everything that you're being exposed to, and decide, okay, you know what? If I had a flower, would I pour acid on it, or would I pour clean water on it? Would I keep it in a closet? Would I expose it to sunlight? How are you cultivating and nurturing yourself?
Yeah.
Next, I would say, take care of your body. There's a huge correlation here between the way that you use your body and how you feel. When you're depressed, you don't want to do anything. You want to lay down, sit down, do nothing. You want to be stagnant. What is ultimate non-mobility? That's death.
Yeah.
Move your body. I'm doing a Facebook fitness challenge here for the next 2 to 3 weeks, during the whole duration of this quarantine.
Nice.
I'm not a personal trainer. I mean, I love training, but I want people to benefit from movement. When you move your lymphatic fluid, you detoxify, you move your blood, you sweat, your heart starts going. You create a cascade, a ripple effect of chemicals, of neurotransmitters, of hormones that make you feel really, really good. You can't go to a gym. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yep.
Do burpees, do push-ups, do sit-ups, jog in place, run in place, skip rope. Find something to do, move. And next would be take care of your spirit. This is like the trinity that you can control here: mind, body, spirit. And by spirit, I mean do things that fill you.
Yep.
You know, we live such, again, unconsciously monotonous lives. We're on autopilot so much of the time.
Yep.
Living for the weekend, living for Friday at 5:30 p.m. What if you lived for every day? What if every day, and you have that opportunity now, do something that fills you, that lights you up, that feeds your spirit. But there's a flip side to that, because it's important to feed the self, right? But who else are you feeding? As you feed yourself and you grow and you cultivate your mind, your body, and your spirit, you improve and increase and enhance your value, your depth of knowledge, of wisdom. Mother Teresa said, the things and the gifts that we were given were meant to be shared, not to keep.
Yes.
Now is the time to be of value and to be of service. And, the last thing I want to say is chaos is no excuse for a lack of compassion. We're all in this together.
Yes.
We're all experiencing this together. Why are we the same? Because we breathe the same air.
Yep.
Plain and simple. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Thank you, sir. And
Thank you.
I appreciate you, Mark. I appreciate you, Sammy.
Likewise.
And I just want to say thank you guys so much for being here tonight with me. That I know that we all have busy lives and we're all kind of out of sync right now. But these shows are about adding value and helping the world get their sync back. So I thank you. And on behalf of everybody that watched this, I thank you. And my soul inside me thanks you. And I just want you guys to have a fantastic evening. And I need everybody out there, including you two, to do me a favor.
What's that?
I need you to make every second count. Why? Because you never know when the seconds are going to run out on your one life. Just remember that. And this is Jeff Marconette Jr., the award-winning international Make Every Second Count speaker, telling everybody out there to be well, have a fantastic evening, have a fantastic tomorrow, and remember, I will be here again tomorrow night. I forget what time, but I will be here, and you can always catch the replay. And until next time.
And one question, and you guys can follow us on our social media, Sammy Randhawa on Facebook and Prosperity Soldier on Instagram. Anybody else want to tell your social media too, so then people who are listening from my side also can also know they can follow you too.
Jeff, you want to take it away?
I'm
This
good.
is the show after all. No. So if anything I said resonated with you, you may follow me on Mark Anthony King, and Instagram is markanthony.king.
King.
King.
Don't forget that dot.
Don't forget it, because I'll get you.
All right.
All right, guys. It's been a pleasure. It's been a privilege. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
I'll say on Facebook just to be like everybody else that I am Jeff Marconette Jr. on Facebook, and on Instagram I am Jeff Marconette Jr.
Simple enough. All
Yeah.
right.
That's it.
All right,
Cool.
guys. Be well.
Thank you guys. Have a great night,
Thank
and
you.
I will talk to you later.
All right. Bye, guys.